Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the 40th anniversary Masterverse He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. Let's start this 40th anniversary celebration with a look at the packaging. Excuse me. And this Masterverse packaging is quite different from previous Masterverse packaging. 30 points of articulation, 6 and up, and a hook. Masterverse. I really like that. I'm going to try to incorporate that into some stuff, I think. There we have the 40th anniversary holo thingy. It's not a sticker. It's actually printed on this packaging. It's not a sticker on the inside. It's not a sticker on the outside. So that's worth noting, I suppose. And I have to say, the classic feel for this packaging, even though it's a box rather than a card. Sorry, I didn't mean to blind anybody. But if you can see in there, the back of the packaging on the inside matches the outside. It's the exploding rock stuff. Masters of the Universe. He-Man, most powerful man in the universe. So again, very classic feel to this packaging. Mattel. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in Vietnam print, contents, one figure and accessories. That question mark, other symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. And whatever that is. And my tape is busted. Who did that? On this side, exploding rocks. And some planetoids. On this side, exploding rocks and the moon or something. On the back, something He-Man has always been known for. Great, awesome, super artwork. He-Man, he's getting ready to bash Skeletor. Battle Cat's back there. Castle Grayskull in the background. There's some planets in the sky. So, really, really nice. 40 years ago, Mattel created Masters of the Universe. A world of space and sorcery, of fantasy and technology, and of He-Man, the hero who inspired children to discover the power within themselves. Mattel, empowering the next generation through play. 2022 Mattel. And I really like that artwork. I hope that eventually, and I'm sure they will, give us a book of all the artwork, because it's great. I love it. That, my friends, does it for a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And first of all, let's take a look at his accessories, and just in case I need them, here's handy dandy tweezers. But for this, I don't think I'm gonna need them. Here's He-Man's shield. Different than the standard Masterverse or the Revelation He-Man shield. Very classic though. And then, as you can see, a whole new setup for the arm straps and stuff on the inside. Actually has a handle for the figure to hold. Not much to look at on the back, really. Now, it does have some detail here in the grip, like a wrap across it. I wish they would have painted that. That would have actually been cool. And just like the original, well, I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. I do think this is a paint app, but it could be a sticker. But I really do think it's a paint app over a sticker, which is good, because I think the old one was like 2 pieces. There was the back, then there was a, not necessarily a sticker, maybe it was a cardboard insert, and then the top was over the top of that. That's how I believe it was. Enough about the shield. Here we have He-Man's battle axe, which this is the same mold that came with New Eternia Viking He-Man. Nice wrap detail on the handle, and nice details on the blades and holding it up. I mean, there's just nice details throughout. It's even, you know, got some pitting on the blade. So you definitely need to go get the sharpened He-Man. And then here we have the Sword of Power, which again, this is the same mold that came with New Eternia Viking He-Man. However, the way it was packaged, it did come bent. And when I pulled it out of the package, it was a lot more bent than this. And I did apply some hot water to it and bent it back into shape and ran cold water over it several times. And it did straighten it out some, but I still have some work to do on it, it looks like. And unlike Viking He-Man, there's no paint apps on this power sword. Then he comes with a fist, nothing new to the Masterverse line. In fact, I think this is the same fist that we have seen before. And of course, what Masters character is complete without a Beastman slap hand? And I will have to look. I think this is the same hand that we've been getting in Masterverse all along, the human hand. But I could be wrong. We'll have to take a look later during comparisons. And now let's take a look at the figure itself. And folks, it don't get any more classic looking of a He-Man head than this right here. Now I will say it may be my lights, but no, even looking around the camera, the face isn't quite as pale as it looks on camera. However, it still does not match up to the paint on the body. And speaking of the paint on the body, you can see all the dirt and grime that we were originally shown when they did the debut picture of this figure is gone. So none of that Savage He-Man dirt on this guy, and that's fine. You know, there is some paint to highlight, like there's a stripe of paint right down the arm. As you can see it there on the camera pretty good. The harness is an all-new piece. The chest is an all-new piece. It is wider at the pectorals than the other Masterverse figures. And I hope they continue to use this chest, because it works better on these figures, I think, than the thinner chest. So with the Revelation stuff, continue using that thinner chest. For everything else, start using this wider chest. This bracelet is a separate piece, however, it appears to be glued, and the same with this bracer here. It does appear, it doesn't move, it appears to be glued. I could be wrong, it could just be on there really, really tight. The belt and fur loincloth is an all-new piece, and I think the abs are also a new piece, but I am not 100% sure on that. This bracer piece is a new piece. The C-grip hands, of course, I do think these are not new. I think we've been seeing these throughout the Masterverse line. And again, the belt and loincloth part is new. The boots are new, and you can see they also have a wash in them to bring out those details, so that's nice. And I think in the loincloth there's a little bit of a wash in the fur parts of that as well. And yes, there is some wash in He-Man's hair. Or is it just that He-Man needs to wash his hair? I don't know. The legs, I do believe, I'm about 99% sure these are reuse from previous Masterverse figures. And that's, you know, it's fine. It's a leg, it works. And again, you can see that like paint down the front and like down the side. So it's just there to kind of accentuate the musculature on this guy. And I mean, I have to say, this is a great looking figure. Let's take a look at his articulation. He can look up that far. He can look down that far. He's got a little bit of waggle in there. It's not much. He can do the full Exorcist. Full 360 degree rotation at the shoulder. And it raises up at the shoulder approximately 90 degrees. Then there's a cut here at the upper bicep for a 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless elbow. And let's see if I can get the full range out of it. I may not be able to with this bracer. And it is a little bit tight, but it's nothing that had to be broken loose. So you get that much bend at the elbow, which is a little better than 90. At the wrist, 360 degree rotation on an in and out hinge. And then, surprise, on the other side, 360 degree rotation on an up and down hinge. Yay! Yay for up and down hinges. It's a cut here where the chest meets the abdomen. And that's not what I meant to do there. So you get a little bit of twist there, not much. It doesn't want to give you much twist there. But you get all kinds of hula going on there. At the waist, a 360 degree rotation. And I just wanted to show you on the harness. The harness does come off. It comes apart right there. And then you can slip it off around the front. And it doesn't fasten the most securely in the back here. So I wish they'd have done something a little bit different than that. But at the waist, at the hips, he gives you that much of the splits. He kicks up that far. The loincloth kind of gets in the way, and it's pretty stiff. And in the back, just the butt mold, the mold of the butt gets in the way. Not that he has butt mold. But he kicked back that far, which is just a slight kickback. Cut here at the upper thigh for a full 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knee. And it gives you that much bend. Boot cut at the top of the shin for a 360 degree rotation. At the ankle, down that far, up that far, and then it does have a forward facing pin for rocker. Now, as you may or may not have noticed on the back of the harness, it does have a little slot there that you can put the sword of power into. And you can, if you want, change the hand from the C grip to the Beastman slap hand to make him hold the shield. I've found that rather than trying to force it on this way, it's just easier to pop the hand off, put it on, gripping the shield, and then slide the shield into place while popping the wrist back into place. Unfortunately, the battle axe will not fit back here when he's not using it, so that is a little disappointing that he can't store all of his weapons. on his person. But then again, he's He-Man, not G.I. Joe. That, my friends, does it for a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have that new 40th anniversary He-Man next to Masterverse Revelations He-Man, and on the end, New Eternia He-Man, or Viking He-Man, or New Eternia Viking He-Man. And are there some reused parts here? Yes, of course there are. I think the arms are all reused. You know, this one has different boots. These two have the same boots and the same legs, and, you know, same legs all the way around. It looks like. Anniversary He-Man has a new belt and loincloth. As you can see, it's not near as long as this one. It could just be retooled, but I'm not sure. Their boots are the same, and again, same legs. Although the paint apps on the Anniversary He-Man make it look a lot better than Revelations. Of course, the much more classic armor on Anniversary He-Man, and even though his arms might be the same, the whole torso is different. The abs are different, the chest is different. And of course, they all three sport different heads. Here we have the 40th anniversary He-Man with the part of the 40th anniversary line, Princess of Power She-Ra, and Revelations Savage He-Man. And here's Anniversary He-Man with Revelation Skeletor and New Eternia Skeletor. And here's Anniversary He-Man again with, well, again with New Eternia He-Man and Skeletor, but this time with all of their, I guess, New Eternia regalia removed, sporting their more classic appearance, as all New Eternia figures seem to do, which is good. I really like that, the fact that they include a classic and a modern version of it in the same package. And here is Anniversary He-Man with Revelations Badass Battle Cat. And after comparisons, we'll take a look and see how this He-Man works with this Battle Cat, which I will go ahead and tell you, I've already tested it out. It's much better than any of the other He-Mans that we have, simply because of the shorter loincloth. He fits Battle Cat better. So, and how does He-Man stack up with other lines? Let's take a look. Here we have, making his cameo appearance from the Marvel Legends series, Stan the Man Lee, and from the G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. Here's 40th Anniversary He-Man alongside Star Wars The Black Series Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch comparison, McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse 3 Jokers The Joker, the Clown. And as promised, here is how Revelation Battlecat works with 40th Anniversary He-Man. And I have to say, they work together pretty well. For final thoughts on Masters of the Universe Masterverse 40th Anniversary He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, I will have to say this is the most powerful figure in the Masterverse line. You know, they did a great job hitting me right in the nostalgia with this figure, and you know, the broadened chest and the classic head and just the classic design overall. You know, they put the Iron Cross on the harness rather than the H as they are wont to do with more modern versions of He-Man. And the up and down hinge for the sword hand just puts it right over the top. Now I'm glad that they did change the deco on this figure somewhat, as the original promo pictures they showed had that kind of dirty wash that Savage He-Man has, and with Savage He-Man that wash works for that figure, but it definitely would not have worked for this one. Now, do I wish the paint was a little bit better and maybe matched a little better? Yes, I do. That, I would say, is probably the one thing that really throws this figure off is you know, the head or the face is slightly off from the rest of the body, and you know, some of the body tone is off as well, where they tried to do that overlay, or maybe it's a wash, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but the tan stripes, so to speak. But other than that, this is a fantastic figure. If you were waiting for the right He-Man to jump into the Masterverse line, this is the one, my friends. This is the He-Man action figure, Masterverse-wise at least, that you've been waiting for. I've already said the things that are kind of off on him, but even, you know, right down to the accessories. The accessories are just, you know, the sword. Now mine was a little bent. Well, it was more than a little bent. It's still a little bent, even though I've put hot and cold water on it, and you know, dipped it in hot water, left it for a little bit, bent it back into proper shape, then ran it under cold water. It still does have, it is still bowed a little bit, but not nearly as bad as it was in the packaging. And you know, the shield, I do like the new grips for the shield. I think that looks much better. And the battle axe, of course, the battle axe and the power sword, or sword of power, however you want to refer to it, are the same ones that came with New Eternia He-Man, but that's fine because it works. Well, I've rambled on long enough. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed making it, taking a look at this fantastic figure. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.